Always talks about her low body count. Chrissy Tegan changed something about her body. And did Kandi Burruss need Meg the Stallion knees to use the bathroom in China?
And joining us again tonight is actress and businesswoman Shuntel Renay.
Hey.
I'm excited to be back, y'all. Let's do it.
Hey, welcome to Side Dish.
It's the best city in the world right back there.
Tokilanta, New York.
New Tokilanta, New Yorkio?
Sealanta.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Side Dish, guys. As you know, we're more than an appetizer when it comes to pop culture and fun. We're the whole meal, fam.
And we bought enough for everybody to eat.
Shuntel, nice to have you back. How you doing? How you feeling?
I'm doing good. I'm blessed. God is good.
All right.
All the time, right?
And all the time.
God is good.
There we go.
So,
we've talked about this before.
my man passed exams that ain't even issued yet. You know what I mean? Yeah, listen, man. Well, it's time to dive into some Feed Me. So, a man on a moped in Sri Lanka just experienced some road rage of the animal kind. Take a look.
Get ready.
Okay. Ooh. Hey, yo!
Wait, watch. Watch this.
My man is swinging them arms, ain't he?
Oh my gosh.
What the
You
elephant?
hear him breathing.
It feels like GTA.
You know, when you switch to first person mode, absolutely.
So that, I found that video earlier. I sent it in. I sent it to Arlene. That's like from GoPro's official account, the official GoPro account, because they post all kinds of, like, you know, somebody surfing or some dude doing a backflip on a bike or whatever. And this guy just happened to be recording in Sri Lanka while he almost got ran over by a 4-ton elephant.
That's probably what like Hannibal's adversaries experienced when he like charged through on the elephants. I pay
I
attention.
thought
to
elephants
history.
were sweet.
I think some of them are. That one was not.
Unless they're bred for violence, because you got the nice elephants, then you got like the pit bull elephants. That's not like their real name, but like the ones that are bred, like, yo, like you run through that fence, you know, biblical times.
If the other people hadn't laid on the horns, evidently, because I was getting into the comments a little bit, because that one car pulled over and then the bus pulled over and they were all on their horns, and evidently that's how you scare elephants off in Sri Lanka.
Oh.
Otherwise, it would have stomped them out.
Interesting. You know, because like horns do kind of make different types of sounds. Sometimes they do sound animalistic. I wonder if, like, let's just say if an elephant was blind and you leaned on the horn and it sounded elephantish, like would that elephant try to mount said vehicle?
I wouldn't put it out of.
Kind of like that van that they shot Doc in.
But those horns are the ones that go, "Ow," and like that's.
See, I'm from the South. I'm from the country. We don't do elephants.
What's like the most dangerous animal you came in encounter with?
I mean, you know what? Atlanta man.
Atlanta man?
Yeah.
Atlanta man.
All right.
Atlanta man does count because you don't know what phylum that Atlanta man's gonna be from, what species he likes to associate with.
A lot of them are venomous.
Yeah. Toxic, they would even say.
They will hurt you.
Oh.
They would break you.
Oh.
And then blame you.
How do you run them off? Do you lean on the horn? Or?
Listen, I mean, the girl in yellow, okay. The girl in yellow,
She was about to explain it too.
You know, I'm in my healing phase now, okay?
Okay.
I'm in therapy.
All right.
Been in therapy for almost 3 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you so much. Well, 3 years as of now. And I will say, I know how to choose them now. I'm better. I've gotten better.
But it sounds like you developed some defense.
I did. I've learned how to set boundaries. I didn't know what boundaries were. I had to learn that through experiences, and I learned that in the last year, what boundaries were.
Yeah.
It's never too late to learn a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
You know, it comes to you when it does. Everybody reads the book starting from different chapters.
Right. And I realized it was the majority of the men. Okay, let's keep it going.
Okay, I'm remember that trick when I'm in Sri Lanka. Never. Okay, rapper Latto's body count has been a topic of discussion since she's mentioned having a low one and being able to count them on one hand, which a lot of people are saying is a lie. Here's what she told Complex 360 with Speedy Mormon all about it. First place.
Be a boss. Don't let everybody put their hand in that cookie jar. period. Like, it's literally not that deep. I'm pushing, like, be a boss. Like, don't let everybody have access to you.
Do you feel like
I think men should be like that, too. Y'all just be slanging that.
You know, y'all, I'm one of his children, so, you know, I'm a good man, but maybe some men out there are different.
Maybe these other guys.
Everybody else.
Right.
But why do you feel like, though, for the women, they should not be allowing men to put their hand in the cookie jar, like you said?
Because they not deserving of it.
What if they are? What if they are good men?
Then give them some of that cookie.
But what if it's more than 5?
I never said that was a bad thing. Why does me popping my, you know? I never said that was a bad thing.
It just felt like you're very proud to, like, have...
I am, though.
She should be.
But why? Where does the pride stem from?
It's not necessarily like a number that I'm proud of. It's more so like everybody ain't touched this. Everybody ain't had their hands on it. You feel me? So
It's
I
a
think
prize.
that's a prize. It's a prize. I like that for me.
She set her boundaries early. You know?
I wish I did. I wish I did. I did not know. I had my fun times in college. I'm wise now.
Okay. And she skipped that whole college thing because, like, what a lot of people fail to realize about Latto, she's been famous since she was like a little kid.
Yeah.
Like when she was on, I guess, the rap game, right?
Yeah.
With Jermaine Dupri.
Yep.
And then, you know, right after that, she kind of caught fire and then has kind of been in a mysterious long-term relationship, you know, for a while. So.
Allegedly, yeah.
Do you believe that a number is 5?
I feel like it's possible. I believe it.
I do too.
Yeah, I
Why
believe
are
it.
all of our voices getting higher?
No, because okay, so here's my thing. As a single woman who's beautiful, who's black, who's successful, men find it really hard that I'm single. They automatically, and I just tweeted this today. Men often think that I'm the problem, I'm the issue because I'm choosing to do the right thing now. You know, I'm choosing to wait until marriage now.
Okay.
You know, I wish I was a virgin because I get it now, but I think it's possible. I think it's
the
possible.
guys missed the buy one, get one free season. And right now you'd be a lot more stricter.
I mean, I wouldn't say that, but they missed the.
I wouldn't say
The free
BOGO.
seat.
I wouldn't say I had a BOGO era.
But I feel like a lot of people went through a BOGO era or like, you know, where we weren't as selective, you know.
I've had fun, you know, but that was also during my broken stage, you know, of my life. And I was looking for love in the wrong places because I didn't get it as a child. And people fail to realize your childhood do affect your adulthood.
Well, that's 100% true, yeah. I want to circle back around for just a hot, quick second. Speedy Mormon in there was like, oh, don't put me with these other guys. I want his children. But again, how many have you been with? And I was like, yo, what are we? This is a little weird, sir.
It's like journalistic gaslighting.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and I wonder if anybody in the comments also felt the same way. Now, what about your number, Speedy?
Yeah. So right now, Justin Harris is firing off. All right, whose numbers are what in the chat? We have the same folks in the chat every single night, and we love them.
Yeah. I can't remember what I said a long time ago, so I'm not gonna throw a new number out there.
No. Yeah. Oh, see, I don't know. I'm not like. Okay, I'm trying to choose my words selectively. I'm not bothered by a number. Like there are like red flag scenarios. Like I'm a full-grown adult man. If I were to meet someone who's never been in any kind of love in the past, that would be a little bit of a red flag for me at this point. Like like I don't think we'd be operating on the same wavelength. But then I feel like, is there a number where I would go like, oh wow. I don't know, because I think people with those numbers don't tell you.
Oh, facts. Like, if anybody's out here putting up NBA numbers, like score-wise, like score numbers, they're not going to tell you. But, like, you know, most, like, I would prefer somebody who had, like, hockey numbers or soccer numbers.
What's hockey numbers?
So hockey numbers,
low.
single digit numbers.
Child,
maybe at max, like might be a 15-point hockey game.
That's like hockey to NBA is like dog years to human years. Like very low numbers for hockey.
I mean, I definitely have double digits for sure.
Okay.
You know.
But if a guy came to you and he had like triple digits,
no.
Are we boiling this man before we kiss him?
No.
No?
No.
Or is it just a deal breaker?
It really depends at the same time. I'm gonna probably ask you when was the last time you had sex?
Oh, okay.
How many children do you have?
Okay.
If you have multiple kids, how many baby mamas do you have? I'm at a point in my life where I prefer a man with no kids, okay? Now, if you have one, you know, or two, I don't want someone with a toddler. Like,
that's fair.
It's men in my inbox who just had a baby 3 months ago.
Really?
Or 1 month ago. I'm like, you just had a baby. You think I'm gonna be another baby mama?
Well, a lot can happen in that
Absolutely not.
relationship in those 9 months.
That's true.
No. But triple digits, you know, it depends on where you at in your life, you know. So it just really depends.
Where are you at in your life?
Meaning like your mindset.
Yeah.
And the last time you've been intimate with somebody.
Yeah.
If it was like last week, it's a no-go because you're still the same person.
Right. Okay. I see what you're saying. You're absolutely. I 100% agree with that.
So if it was a former Hawks player, would you let it slide? Because they typically have those kind of numbers.
Again,
they
it's
play
a
ball.
mindset and discernment, using my discernment and praying on the situation. Like, where are you today?
The mindset that I've found myself having to deal with is the mindset that for $2.99 a month, you could get a subscription to this person's page.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're an agent influencer.
I have an ex-girlfriend who got on OnlyFans, and like it was wild because like I had to date her for months before I got to see her downward dog. but now you can get on for $2.99 a month. She's a yoga instructor.
Oh, I'm sure.
And you definitely pay more than $2.99 for a date.
So much.
That's
so much more.
So about the value,
So
ladies and
much
gentlemen.
more.
Well,
Yeah.
Chrissy Tegan left fans a little concerned when she went live from a hospital bed with no explanation.
Uh-oh.
Well, she's cleaning the hair. Air. When she shared this photo saying, "Hi, friends. A lot of you are wondering about my hospital pic, which is very understandable, as I gave no explanation. I had a hair lowering procedure. Lost a lot in the front from babies, and it's just very thin up there. I'll share more later if you're interested in the journey." Okay. Shout out to her, that transparency, because like, you know, people sometimes just only show you the good times and never the bad times.
So she said she lost a lot of hair.
Yeah, I guess like the babies made her hair thin, because you know babies are like taking you from your human life battery and
They
just
take the
draining all your
nutrients.
stuff. Yeah.
And they never give them back. She got a hair transplant. What's what she got?
Am I giving her too much credit?
I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. I got a hair lowering.
So is this after it? Because this is what I know her to look like.
This
This is
confused,
OG
like,
Tegan.
so lowering her hairline what is it doing?
Well, I think Tana hit it on the head, and she fancified something that is very simple. She could have said, "Yeah, I got a hair transplant," but you usually don't hear women saying that.
I feel like that's what's happening here. And full disclosure, everyone else here knows this. You don't know this. I've had a hair transplant. And so, dose. And so when someone says, I'm lowering my hairline, that's what I did. And that's exactly sort of the way that it works. This picture right here doesn't quite look like this one here, just to be honest, doesn't really back up my theory. I'm not really sure what's going on right here. I can't read the text there. Yeah.
Because I've never seen her ponytail her hair in a way that like required all of that.
Yeah.
You know, because sometimes when you can pull it too hard, you get that alopecia.
'Cause women, the other thing is women get hair transplants too. Like it happens all the time.
Yeah,
just
I
one of
guess
those
it's not.
things.
You don't hear about it out loud as much, or like women don't make fun of other women because you know women kind of support each other in their hair space. Oh, how many ways you got, girl? Like I don't know if that's an actual conversation.
I don't do that. You know, I feel like it's just we get it. We here. I'm not gonna out you. We here.
Because the only other thing that I can imagine is if she like got a wild surgery to reduce her forehead, and I don't know that such a thing exists.
It's called bangs, and it's actually
Bangs.
cheap. Like
Bangs
Bangs out here saving people lives. Because you remember when Rihanna first came out? Yo, she had a lot on her mind. But by the second album, they banged her out. You know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, Zoe banged her out. They banged her out. Zoe Deschanel got banged out.
Yes. Yeah,
if you ever see Zoe she was on a show called the Real Girl.
The New Girl.
New Girl.
Right.
Yo, when you see her without Bangs, you're like, who is this person? Get them from here. But when Bangs is like, okay, more people need to get banged out. Drop your names in the chat. People who deserve some bangs.
What's an acceptable number of times to get banged out? Write that in the chat.
Okay, y'all. So moving on.
We're sorry, Shuntel. We're so sorry.
I know you're
Okay,
sorry.
all right,
You are
all right.
sorry. I'm just playing. No, you're not. You're fine. You're not sorry.
Not
Tanner.
much.
Tanner with a tan.
That's right.
So Kandi Burruss was in China and got a little confused and had a serious question about how to use the toilet. Take a look, y'all.
Okay, guys. Real question. First of all, just FYI, if you come to China, you need to carry your own tissue in your bag when you go to the bathroom. Because they don't keep tissue in the toilet. Okay? So if you're going to use tissue, you gotta have your own. Second of all, tell me a question. I got a question. How am I supposed to in here? If I got
Squatty potty.
Yep. The original squatty.
How do I squat and do the number 2? I don't. I'm just gonna hold it. But this is the toilet in all the toilet rooms. It's rare that you find a toilet stool. They all is down there in the floor.
Are you touching it? What is she touching it?
The aspect ratio made it look like she was touching it, but she was really high up.
She was touching it.
You touching it?
Yo, but that's why, like, the people from the East are a lot more efficient than us because they make it inconvenient. It's for you to go do your business and bounce. You know what I mean? Like, you can't make it too comfortable. Our seats over here, man, they play music, they got Wi-Fi connected to the seats.
You don't have your knees up to your armpits reading Instagram stories.
Now, okay, I'm be
Squat and go.
transparent. Okay, I'm the kind of person, okay, I'm a risk taker.
Okay.
If I have to do number 2, I'm going to put some tissue, paper towels all on the toilet, and I'm gonna sit.
Indian style? How are you sitting?
I'm gonna, listen, paper towel, it depends, okay? If I know I'm gonna be there for a minute, paper towel all around the lid.
Okay, but that still doesn't change the height of that toilet.
You
That
know
toilet,
it's flat like
yeah,
this.
that toilet's like on the
Listen.
floor.
Okay, with that part, I'm gonna squat.
Yeah, like a little frog stance.
I'm gonna squat. I mean, I work out, so I'm gonna squat. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna be holding on to everything.
Sure.
Okay. With the semi-sturdy Meg Thee Stallion knees,
Yeah.
keeping it together. I mean, that's
And
why
sometimes I
they
gotta
be
take
in
a break.
shape,
I'm gonna set up a little bit and squat. I'm working out. Set up a little bit and squat.
We're catching up to them.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely.
But here's the thing, is like, y'all seen the squatty potty, right?
Yeah.
The squatty potty thing, it's like a little shelf for your feet when you're sitting on the toilet, and it raises your feet up a little bit. And the whole thing is like, that loosens a tendon that goes around your small intestine or something in there that makes it easier for you. Because I don't think a lot of people from the East, they don't have certain
Trash diet?
well, there's certain issues that we have that are recurring.
Because
like
of our trash
hemorrhoids
diet.
and these other kinds of things that are a result of pressure that we're putting on ourselves in there.
Yeah, it helps expedite the shipping of the packages.
Yeah,
when
that's
you
right.
Push that tendon up
Yeah,
there
we
like
go from
that.
USPS to FedEx.
Overnight. Same day.
Yeah.
Same day delivery.
Yeah, no signature required, but it's getting there. Really.
That's why it's key to travel around the world to see how people get down in different places, man. Because
Get down, like squat. I'm just playing.
Well, literally too. Like sometimes too, because like sometimes we're only used to what we see, and then we go see weird things we're not used to it. I've talked about it a couple times. Like in Tokyo, every toilet is a bidet, every single one, even at the gas stations, all of them. You know what a bidet is? All right. So a bidet is like a toilet, regular height. You sit
Imagine
down
a
on
water
it.
fountain.
Kind of like the from the movie Baps.
You know, I didn't see it, but I'm aware.
You don't know the old school movie?
I'm aware of the movie Baps. I just
Like
didn't watch it.
the scene with Halle Berry when the water just shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, like, yeah, so they don't usually have it on civil rights mode like they did in BAPS. Like, usually it's a little bit more, like, structured to where, like, it hits where it needs to go. So, like, they just did that for comedic effect in the film. However, but, like, a regular one, yeah, man, you'll save money on toilet paper, too. You'll use the toilet paper as well still, but not as much.
Yes.
Told y'all way too much, way too much. Get your own bidet.
Yeah, get a bidet.
Halle Bidet Berry.
Halle
And I just spoke with her.
All right. Well, we're going to take, while we all recover from everything that's happened in the last 10, 15 minutes.
Trauma
Yeah.
bond.
We're going to take a quick break, but after the break, Halle Berry proves she's really a Catwoman. We got that and so much more in 2 minutes. Welcome back.
Hey.
All right, Shuntel, thank you so much for hanging out with us. So for those who don't know, you're an actress, comedian, and you've got an online boutique.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell us some more about this yellow dress and what the inspiration was behind the act here? Rolling in
Woo,
the back here.
child, she is based on a true story. So I have a history of pulling up on ninjas, okay? This was during my unhealed phase of my life when I couldn't take no. So when I would pull up on guys, I put up to guys' jobs and
When you say pull up,
like pull up to jobs in like trench coats and lingerie, trying to make you talk to me. I never pulled up to cause drama, but just I just couldn't take a no. Like I couldn't go to sleep mad. The craziest story I've done is I literally drove from Atlanta to Mississippi, a 7-hour drive, pulled up, pop up in this guy's city that I was talking to. Went to his jobs, he wasn't there. I was looking for him. I was in the city, long and inspected, eventually gave up and came back home. So I do have another guy, I went to his mom's house and slept in the car until he got back. He never showed up, so I eventually left. But I have a history of pulling up.
That?
Now, Mississippi was like, it turned into like a 1-2 days, like 3 days, and a little.
and you never found him?
I never found him.
I just want you to know this is the place for you, right here with us.
Like listen, it's more. I put up to jobs. Like I couldn't take rejection. Again, that stems from my. So this became very viral. This is what changed my life.
Okay.
People are so obsessed with this dress. Okay, so I have over 70 videos. It turned into me putting businesses on the map. Getting paid for it. Monica, she saw it as well. And I inspired and affected a lot of people around the world in a positive way. So people who were going through things, who lost someone, who's mourning their child or their spouse, I will put a smile on their face. Now, it got to a point where I had to take a pause. I kept going, but behind closed doors, it affected me mentally because it was just doing a lot. It was just a whole lot. But
Was it that you were reliving some of the things?
I was doing it so much. A few of the guys tried to come back to my life because I was everywhere on social media. But it also played a part in my healing because of the love I was getting from people and just, I don't know, it's kind of weird. It's kind of hard to explain, but it definitely changed my life. And I got a lot of hate as well. That also affected me. But I'm here now, so I'm good. I'm glad.
Just real quick, I know exactly where you were in that video. That's Hollywood Boulevard,
No, it
right
wasn't.
just west of Highland.
No, it wasn't. It was, yes. Yeah, I was in Mexico, Hollywood, New York, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Ohio, Houston, Dallas. I was in a lot of places. Yeah.
That's amazing.
People fly me out to.
Just pop up?
Yeah, and I was putting business on a map.
You know, market and promotion looks so different than it did years ago. You never know. Like, shout out to you for finding a niche in a lane, and I hate that it took a mental toll on you for a minute. But you seem to be.
And then it was just one video. I did one video because I was going through a little disappointment. Somebody broke my heart. I did one video, and that took off. And being a creator, not just a content creator, but I'm a creator, and I was reading the audience, and I turned into a whole storyline. Because I do have a history of pulling up on people.
Okay. When's the last time you had to pull up on somebody?
In real life, a little over a year ago.
Okay.
You know?
So like over 365 days without an incident.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
Now, what other projects have you been working on, and when could we watch them and tap in?
So I just wrapped a film. Stay tuned. It's going to be on Key Network. Kiki Palmer Network.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
And then I'm going to production for 2 films over the next couple months. So
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Congratulations on all that.
Thank
Yo,
you.
grind paid.
Congratulations.
And then my thing, Shuntel's World, I'm going back to production for that soon as well.
Shuntel's World. And where
Yeah.
can people watch that?
YouTube and Facebook is a spinoff of The Girl in the Yellow Dress.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool storylines. Let's keep them rocking.
Yeah.
Well, excited to not only hear your story, but thank you so much for sharing that with us and your audience, because you never know when you're going to find your happiness and how it'll affect others. So there's that.
That's true.
Well, moving on. Halle Berry, she is a Catwoman on and off screen. She shared a video of her Catio that she built for her furry friends. Now, if you don't know what a Catio is, don't worry. We got you.
Something that I really, really love. Well, the cats really, really love. It's their Catio that we built for them at Christmas time. And when I tell you, these jokers love it. They love it. This is the ceiling run. Oh my God, they love this so much. At night, they like get busy up here and they run and run. They got this little perch they can sit up and look out at the backyard. And you got the scratcher. You got the little cozy bed right there. And they can jump up there and they go boom, boom, over here to where I keep the little treats automatic litter box. This is a must. If you got cats, you desperately need this because nobody wants to clean litter. And they jump up there. They have their little honeycombs. And they have all their little toys down here. Oh my God, they tear this thing up in the middle of the night. Keeps me up, but that's okay. Their little bed. And they love it. I
love this.
She built the Ninja Warrior course for us.
She really did.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like the Halle Berry in movies. Where are her children? I just want to know they're around. And okay, because usually in a Halle Berry movie, she looking for a kid, she trying to save her kids.
Yeah.
Right.
I ain't seen her kids ever. And I'm not looking for them because I want to look at them.
Right.
But I want to be reminded every now and then that you have children.
Proof of life.
Where are they?
She said, I got a life too. I got a life too.
I've always found, like many men, I've always found Halle Berry very attractive. But there's only so many cats. There's only so many cats. Like, every cat, I'll give you 3. I'll give you 3
3 cats
whole
is a lot of
cats. Every cat above 3 is a -1 on your score. Halle Berry could dip down into a 6 or 7 real quick if she doesn't look out. Yo. She built a whole Ninja Warrior Catio.
She loved cats. Meow.
Now, let's just say, what animal do you detest the most or don't like the most?
Cats.
Okay, so let's just say,
I grew up with cats, but for some reason they just unpredictable now.
But let's just say if you met the guy of your dreams, checked all the boxes, whatever your prerequisites are, they're all there, but my man got 2 cats.
I can't do it because I'm allergic to cats now.
wow.
Now, when I was a kid, I wasn't. I was around cats and dogs, but as an adult, it just changed. I am allergic.
I
Skin be
believe
itching,
you. I believe
allergies.
you, but that's also the best thing that a cat-hating lady might say.
Just give me a dog. I want a dog. I'm allergic to dogs too, but you know.
Oh, you'll take a dog?
But it has to be a specific kind because I'm
Now
allergic
you-
to cats
like
and
one
dogs
of those
now.
hypoallergenic
Yeah,
dogs.
unfortunately.
You catch
Catchitus?
You catch this prejudice towards cats. Like you're willing to accept the allergies from the dog, but not the cat.
No, it has to be a dog that I'm not allergic to, like a doodle, poodle.
Okay.
Poodle,
I mean, they have like cats that I think the Siamese cats.
It scares me because
The
cats be running
hairless
up the
ones?
wall, they be scratching stuff. I don't have time for it.
So, like, let's say Halle Berry got 5. She's got 5 cats. Could you be friends with her? She's like, come hang out on the Catio.
Just, I could be friends with her, but I won't be in her room area. Because, you know, I can't be, because literally, if the cat is right here, I start scratching. I start itching, literally.
That might be why Halle Berry look tired all the time.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause
She
maybe
is
allergic
beautiful.
No, she's beautiful, but
Yeah.
she do look like she just got finished doing something.
She's also aging beautifully.
Fantastically,
Yeah.
one would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, nah, I
sure.
would tolerate those cats. I would just be in the house dead.
It's like, what's also interesting is like, what was it? Was it for how long ago? It wasn't Valentine's Day where she was talking about her and Van were
they
in
had
the
some
bed,
oil or something?
Some oil together that
Yeah.
she was like, that she's selling now. It's like her thing. Mother's Day. It was for Mother's Day. She was selling stuff. Where I feel like we're getting real behind the scenes Halle Berry these days.
Yeah, kind of like Britney Spears when she didn't have people watching her.
When Britney Spears is out here like, and with
Nah.
her scissors or knives.
I think one time we're going to have a Shannon Sharp Halle Berry moment. Not with them two together, but she might mess around leaving her phone.
Oh,
I think we're close
man.
to it. We're close to
All
it.
right. Okay. Sorry.
You have nice teeth.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very
Yeah.
much.
He don't got no cats either.
And I don't have a single cat.
I'm a teeth person.
Oh, there we go. Ding. All right, moving on. OG Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star Tatyana Ali went down memory lane and shared some behind-the-scenes tea about a moment she had filming the 90s movie Jawbreaker. She said, "These are from Jawbreaker." That's back in 1999. "I was the only one actually in high school when we shot this, and I dealt with a little bullying on set from one actress in particular. But one day she tried it in front of everybody, and Rose McGowan told her to STFU in front of everybody. I will always love her for that." Well, Rose actually got in the comments on the post and said, "I'll do it again."
She better. she better.
I was like, and did.
And did.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I'm so glad that it was Rose that stuck up for her, because like I'm thinking of all the people I remember from being in that movie. It's like, please don't let it be Rose McGowan.
Yeah.
That wasn't. All right, cool. Who else could it have been?
I'm trying to
thinking
remember,
about that
like-
movie. Julie Benz was in there, Rebecca Gayheart, Julie Greer, Pam Grier.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it, but it's been a long time.
It's one of those movies where, like, if you didn't see it the year it came out,
Yeah.
like, it don't just be on cable on reruns.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because I was
Ill
born
movie.
92.
Okay, yes, you'd have been 7.
Yeah,
so
Julie
depending
Benz.
like what your parental situation looked like, you might
7.
not slipped away and watch it.
When it came out again?
99.
Oh, yeah, I was saying.
1999.
That quick math in my
You
head.
gotta count down. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, Rose McGowan has always kind of been that person's like march to her own drum. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, she even dated what's my man, Beautiful People, Marilyn Manson for a
Marilyn
little
Manson
bit.
there for a hot minute. Yeah, I think doesn't she have? And I'm jumping out the window here. Hasn't she developed like a muscular disease that is preventing her from walking? Am I thinking of the right person? Am I thinking of the right person?
I think
we're
you sure you didn't think
double-checking
about
that.
Christina Applegate?
Also,
Yeah, she has MS.
yeah, she has multiple sclerosis. I don't know if Rose McGowan has multiple sclerosis or not, but I believe that she's not capable of walking on her own anymore. I think she's with a cane.
I hate that. Yeah. You sure it's not Selma Blair?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Selma Blair. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Rose.
I know all the people
You're
going through
not
it.
sorry. You're
I
not
am
a sorry man. You apologize.
I am Yeah, thank you for that. I'm apologizing to, yeah.
Yeah, we just not trying to cast
It was also two women who at certain points in time, fair skin, dark hair, and had bangs.
Yeah. Bangable. Because the bangs.
Bangs.
Yeah, like, you know.
like my bang.
yeah, like
Yeah.
bangs. See, like you
Yeah.
banging it out.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where you was on a set where you felt like you wasn't like fairly treated, get picked
Yes.
on, bullied? What happened?
I wasn't bullied, but there were favoritism towards a particular actress because I feel like she had more followers than me at the time. You know, people would treat you a certain way because you have a certain amount of followers. Now, tables have turned, and I am who I am, and this person is kissing my butt, but I don't want to work with her.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say her, he. I don't want to give any hints.
Oh,
but,
there we go.
Well,
but-
the fact you said her, he now, like
Yeah.
that kind of limits it. Like
I mean,
singles it
because
down.
I don't want people to feel like, oh, you're talking about me. You know, but I have been, well, this is what I felt, okay? You know, that person probably wasn't intentionally trying to do that, but this is what I felt. But I know she was. But it's like tables have turned, and that person is still where they're at, and I'm here. I'm not belittling that person, but it's just more of be careful how you treat people.
Oh, you never
know.
know who's about to be the person who's coming
Yeah,
up.
because now you need me, and this is my price. Yeah.
The elevator goes up and down at the same time. So there's that.
All right. What are we getting to? Well, we're about to take a quick break, but when we come back, later on, we're going to play everybody's favorite game, Whose Cousin Is It? And what else are we getting into?
Oh, well, we're going to come back with some math problems.
Oh.
Apparently, people have been getting slaughtered on the internet, and we're going to really try to subtract some things, man. So let's subtract 2 minutes when we come back.
Oh my gosh, you guys, welcome back. Okay, do you remember the phrase? What? What are you laughing at, Shuntel?
Oh my gosh, guys.
Yeah, I'm always excited to be back.
We had a fun break, y'all.
We did.
2 minutes is long,
Yeah,
man.
2
Absence makes the heart grow.
A lot happens. Well, back on track. Do you remember the phrase? You guys remember the phrase? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You guys,
Aunt.
Yeah,
Aunt Sally, depending on where you're from. Aunt Sally. That's right. We're talking about PIMDAS. Now we've all seen these tricky viral math problems on social media. We're going to take this one for example, which apparently you have to be some sort of genius to solve. Okay. Oh boy.
Ooh.
4 times 4 minus 4 divided by 4 plus 4.
I would have loved this in high school.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So we're gonna do this.
Okay. Yes. You guys have 30 seconds to solve it. Whoever solves it correctly first is the winner.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
This. Okay.
Y'all ready?
Cool.
Okay, hold on a second. We have 30 seconds. Yes.
Go.
Okay. That's the answer right there. That's the answer.
Let me get making sure my writing is legible. All right, are we ready?
That was fast.
Are we turning around? Are we done?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Uh-oh! I've got 19. You got 7?
Yeah. 4 times 4 is 16. Minus 4, 16 minus 4 is 12. And if I divide that 12 by 4, that's going to be 3. Plus 4 is 7.
Yeah, look at you. Okay.
How'd you get 19?
So I could be wrong. I could certainly be wrong. But what I did is I did 4 times 4, which 16.
Right.
Then I skipped this and I went right to the division. And 4 divided by 4 is 1. So I had 16 minus 1 plus 4. And 16 minus 1 is 15, plus 4 is 19.
Oh, so I could see how you got there.
Yeah.
Like, what do they want from
See,
us?
now-
What is the real
Shuntel,
answer?
what do you have?
So in real life, in high school, I would have loved this. I was a math girl. I wasn't a reader,
Okay.
unfortunately. But I know it was difficult because it wasn't a parentheses. That would have helped
There was
a
no
lot.
parentheses, that's
yeah. It was, so I want to say low key you.
Do you think?
Yeah,
not
because
sure.
you don't go in order. You kind of just go. It's kind of hard to. Yeah.
Oh, I definitely went in order. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. Okay.
10 is the winner.
All right,
So I was
19,
right
I'll take
too.
it.
I was right too. Woo.
Hey, there we go.
Well, this is messed up because
you don't go in order.
if someone just comes through and gives you instructions like turn left at the light and then make a right, so like it asking me to go 4 times 4, and I did that.
It's okay.
Then I subtracted 4 from what the answer was
It's
from
okay,
that.
it's okay.
Then I divided said answer.
It's okay. It's okay.
You're not wrong.
And that's why people be failing and not testing
Listen,
well.
It's
Yeah.
okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna. It's
Okay, so Reader's Digest talked to a math professor at the University of Connecticut, and he broke down the steps in solving this. He said use PIMDAS, aka parenthesis, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. Basically, the order of operations. Since there are no parentheses or exponents, start with multiplication and division, left to right. Now, first is the multiplication, then tackle the division, move on to the addition and subtraction, left to right, and then add it up. The answer is 19. Yeah, if there was a parenthesis, I'd have moved differently.
For sure.
Yeah. And look, I just said that right. I said it's no. See, listen.
So you knew your math.
Listen, I made all A's in high school
Okay.
and college. I
right.
loved math. I just loved it. But with reading, I was always falling asleep.
Yeah?
in class.
Didn't hold your attention?
I gotta be moving around.
I hear you.
I can't sit still.
Yeah.
Well, peace to the gods. Today's mathematics is 7.
Yeah.
Common mistakes working left to right with no regard to PIMDAS. I definitely didn't regard the PIMDAS because even though we just broke it down, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, those are the words that means to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, so P is what, parenthesis?
Uh-huh.
E is like exclamation
Exponents?
point?
Exponent. Yeah, exclamation point. Whichever
M?
number got one of those.
Mofo? Like multiplication?
Yeah. Please
Addition,
excuse
subtraction.
mofos.
Okay, y'all. Well, moving on. They say everything is bigger in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Well, newlyweds Beth and Brandon Duan have applied this to everything, including pizza.
Now get this, since they're both pizza lovers, they decided to ditch the traditional cutting of the wedding cake and opted for an 8-foot pizza instead. Let's take a look at this. Ooh. Oh my God.
I want some pizza now.
This would be my cousin.
Of course it would be.
Yep.
I don't even understand how you, like, what does the slice situation look like? And then the pizza's in the woods, there's gonna be gnats on it.
Oh my God, I didn't even think about that.
Of course, but you still would eat it though, because those your cousins.
Yeah.
Because you light skinned.
Yeah.
If I see one gnat and
Yeah,
it
I'm
don't
from
like
the
pepper,
South. Yeah,
I'm
I
out.
don't do gnats and stuff, and I'm from the South. But
I'll pick the bugs out.
you know you'll still eat them bugs.
Okay, all right. So mobile wood-fired pizza company Dirt Road Cookers, and they're known for having 8-foot pizzas. They whipped one up for the happy couple, and it took 6 whole men, including some of the groomsmen, to lift the pizza in and out of the oven.
In and out.
Yeah.
Like in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I may got some weight to it. You don't want to fumble that.
Yeah,
wait,
right?
in and out, like take it out and then put it back in and take it out again?
Yeah, you know, you gotta
how-
cook it, then you bring it out.
Oh,
You think
wow.
it
I
wait,
didn't think about
more
that.
before it was cooked or more after, like everything
Oh
was
my
melted?
God.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ooh, child.
Yeah.
Do you think this will start a new wedding trend?
I'm not doing it.
Because I've seen people do a little bit of everything. I've seen people married at Taco Bell.
Yeah.
I've seen people get married at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
One time in person. Like, I mean, these are really people out here doing these things.
Okay, let me hit you with this, because we both talked about this. Well, no, you don't like weddings. I like weddings. But one of the
Why
things...
you don't like weddings?
Because they're not exciting.
You know how they're going to end.
See, I like you, Tanner. Keep
Thanks.
going.
But like sometimes, have you ever been at like a function that somebody's put on? It's a wedding, it's a different kind of event, and secretly deep down you're like, I kind of would just like a couple slices of pizza.
Yeah. Man, like some grounded options for weddings would make it more exciting.
Yeah.
Because you about to get like a lobster stuffed inside of a steak, and it's just like, yo, man, I just want a slice, fold this slice with the grease
But
foam
you could-
down the middle.
But you can have pizza anytime, though. Like, enjoy the moment. Live in the moment.
But sometimes I
You
want
know?
pizza at this time.
Well, get it after the wedding. It's not about you.
But sometimes the wedding ends and that's another thing about weddings that frustrates me. You don't know when they're gonna end.
That's true.
Like they'll start. You got some weddings where you in and out in 30 minutes, like a Catholic church, right? And then you got other times you go to a wedding where you watch the sun come up and go down.
I mean, just leave when you want to leave.
I've done that.
You know, so just maybe don't go to weddings.
I usually don't. Like, if I said about your wedding, I love you. Like, you're my friend
Yeah.
and I really rock with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like,
Yeah.
I don't just be like hoping somebody get married so I can go to a
I
wedding.
mean, you know, just keep in mind that how it may make that person feel.
It makes them
potentially.
feel good if you go. So that's why
but
I
I'm
go.
saying if you don't go, so if you have something going on and they don't show up for you, just don't take it personal.
If they didn't show up, I probably didn't invite them, or like I didn't want to inconvenience their day.
Right.
Because I understand there'd be a lot going to that.
Yeah, I feel you.
But keeping the food train running here. When eating caffeine chocolate at 11 p.m. in the back of the Uber goes wrong. Tune in as TikToker Haley Walker explains why eating caffeine chocolate had her hearing colors and tasting regret all night.
I had 400 milligrams of caffeine before I went to bed, and about 18-ish hours later, I would say I'm not doing great. At 11 o'clock, I cracked open this tin of chocolates that was given to me in the pitch black dark, and I had 6 pieces. And then I went to bed, and about an hour later, I was awoken in a sweat with a numb face and tingling hands and uncontrollably shaking. And I spent the next 5 hours dry heaving over the toilet, thinking I was dying. And then at about 6 a.m., the sun rose on my tin of chocolates, where I read, dose, 1 square. Contains 66 milligrams of caffeine per serving. Serving size, 1 piece. So I essentially had 6 shots of espresso before I went to bed, which is crazy because I've actually never had a shot of espresso even 1 shot of espresso in my entire life. That's that me espresso.
Yo, like I know she had to be up there with Starlink satellites to eat 6 pieces of chocolate.
Yeah.
Never really do caffeine like that. She was high enough to see God, John, Mark, and Ron,
God.
Apostle Ron, the new one.
That's scary.
I didn't know chocolate came in like high caffeine versions.
They're doing everything, Tanner.
Really?
Everything. Like anything you could possibly think of, they're infusing it. That's why sometimes when I go to events, I'll be like, yo, I want some water. And then when they hand it to me, I'll be like, is this water? Because they're putting THC in it. Everything.
I'm so picky. I read everything. I'm very picky about what I consume. I want to know what's in it. I drink spring water. I prefer only spring water.
Okay.
Okay, but that's been crazy. Yeah.
Have you ever been so smacked that you like, you know, like just kind of like lost reality?
No. Now the only time was when I used to drink back in college and stuff, and I used to get turned. And that was it.
You used to get turned.
That's
Not
okay.
anymore.
I don't.
You turned a different leaf.
Yeah.
Like you turned the cheek.
What's the most
Yeah.
smacked you've ever been?
Man, okay.
I mean, you light skinned, so
Yeah, this is a safe space. So I'm not going to name the substance. But one time, a friend of mine was like, "Hey, do you want to try some of this stuff?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll try this stuff." And it's enhancements. This wasn't an enhancement. This wasn't something. Oh my gosh, this wasn't something. This is something that grows, and sometimes this can wind up as a pizza topping.
Okay. Yeah.
But there are other versions of it that are not pizza toppings, and those will send you on a different little pizza trip, if you know what I'm saying. And so a buddy of mine was like, "Are you open to this?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go." And so he goes and gets them, and he's like, "Put out your hand." So I put out my hand, and then he like dumps the bag in there, and then he goes back over here, and I was just looking at these things, and again, this is just something that grows, and so you go, "Oh, well, this will be fine," and I eat the whole thing, and then he goes, and he comes back, and he's like, "What'd you do with them?" And I said, "Oh, I ate them," and he says, "Those were for both of us."
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to travel through time and space.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
Well, listen, while everybody gets gathered on the other side, man, we got more side dish after the break. We'll see y'all in 2. Welcome back.
Hey.
Chase cheddar like a food inspector, or whatever Jay-Z said. Well, the good people of Brockworth, England have been doing just that for hundreds of years, and not metaphorically, I'm talking literally.
Quite literally. Okay, so every year around late May, people gather to watch Cooper Hill's cheese rolling race, where competitors chase a roll of cheese. It's like a giant wheel of cheese down a 200-yard hill that is very steep, and the first person to reach the bottom, the first person to reach the finish line at the end of the hill wins. You can see they're falling end over here, breaking bones. A woman on TikTok documented her experience. Check this out.
Yeah, that's me in the red, laying on the ground with no intention of getting up in the current moment. Was I dead? No. But did I feel dead? Yes. But you may be wondering how I got here, so let me back up. It was my 3rd year going to do cheese rolling. So I got ready like every other year, put on my protective gear without a helmet. I know, LOL. And then I continued to scope out the hill. This year there were so many people out at the hill. It literally looked like a music festival. People were even in the trees to get a good view. Now it's time for the main course. Off the bat, we got some brutal tumbles head first, and probably
Jesus
not the
Christ.
best idea, honestly. I was trailing for the first time. The hill was so much harder this year because it hasn't rained at all in England. It made for a brutal cheese rolling. I ended up second. I got this huge scratch on the back of my neck. some marks on my face, and I think I actually now have a concussion. But I seem to be faring well because considering these are the other contestants, like this guy says he has a broken rib, a collapsed lung, and some internal bleeding. That's bad. One of the other winners, Tom from Germany, ended up with a broken rib after this brutal...
Oh, I saw that.
Oh! Now we get to the flying guy. Like, I don't know how this guy has survived. Evidently, he only got a brain bleed, I think, but he was out at the pub, and he was fine, I think. So, I mean, kudos to him.
I see people fly like that in Grand Theft Auto.
From the helicopter. All in all, it was brutal. So these are the injuries this year. Follow for more.
Man, that's one way to get that parking sticker to allow you to park close.
Yo, when people say I'm chasing that cheese, this is not what they mean.
I'm sorry, that's some.
So sometimes we talk about the OGs.
Yeah.
You're not catching me doing that.
Yeah, one thing you didn't see is none of us.
No.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I saw a lot of y'all.
A whole lot of us are out there doing that.
Yeah, you ain't finna catch me out there.
No, there's actually this fascinating documentary on Netflix called We Are the Champions, and each episode is about a different kind of like weird, quirky challenge. And okay, so that's the guy who won right there. But they'll switch it up. There's like a men's division and a women's division. And the same woman has like won this thing. She's like won it like 2 or 3 times in a row. And so the documentary catches up with her where she's about to break the world record.
For cheese rolling?
For being the first person down after the cheese roll.
What's the purpose? Like, what do you win? I don't understand.
You might win a quick trip to the hospital. That might be the only thing you win. I think it's just like bragging rights. Like, there's not even money.
Like, is the chick that keeps winning, is she built for it tough like Sarah J?
Yeah, jeez. All right. We're going to take a quick break while we just continue to discuss how ridiculous my British cousins are. But we're going to be back in 2 minutes with everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? Welcome back. All right, it's time for everybody's favorite game. Whose cousin is it? Okay, here we go. Sugar syrup and slashing. Oh my! A Louisiana woman is not a fan of sharing romantic partners. So in sweet, sweet revenge, she turned someone's car into a sticky, sugary, and syrupy mess.
Now, Miss Butterworth would be rolling over in a grave right now. So the vexed vehicle vandal went full Jasmine Sullivan by busting the windows out the car, specifically breaking the side mirrors and shattering the windshield. She also slashed all 4 tires and topped it off with birthday. Delicious chocolate syrup and some sugar in the tank.
Oh, dang, sugar in the tank. Okay, I wonder how much caffeine chocolate she had. But surprise, surprise. This was all caught on camera. She was later arrested and charged with felony property damage, and she could even face prison time and a fine if she's convicted.
All right, y'all. The $1 million question is, whose cousin is it? Now, Shuntel, what do you think, based on the clues that were given? How do you profile the suspect?
Ooh, child, she's a woman. I feel like she's Hispanic.
Okay, what leads you to that?
They're crazy.
All right.
Okay, man.
I mean, I know we crazy. I mean, y'all crazy too, but I'm just saying, it gives me Hispanic.
Okay, that's a fair assessment.
I think so.
What other clues? Was it just the level of violence that was done to the car, or the extra
Hispanic
condiments?
women are just crazy, so I think it was the extra, what she did.
Okay, the chocolate
Yeah.
syrup.
The chocolate syrup?
Yeah, yeah.
Not the Bosco.
Chocolate syrup
She
is
exotic for sure.
Yeah, chocolate syrup is a level of insulting beyond smashing windows, like busting tires and that sort of stuff.
Because if the windows are busted and there's chocolate syrup all over your car, depending on how long it's sat out there, you now have ants.
Yeah. Dang.
It's not the easiest thing to clean, and hopefully it rains.
Also, sugar in the gas tank will ruin a car.
It
Yeah.
will. I've definitely done that.
Wait, you say you've done that?
Yeah, so during my Vandal days, whenever me and my friends, there were certain people we didn't like to live there, in our subdivision, our complex, eggs in the tailpipe because we didn't have bananas, and sometimes sugar in the tank. And I didn't realize how bad that was because this is pre-internet.
Yeah.
I was in the 5th grade.
Yep.
Yeah.
You was bad.
Oh, terrible. It got to a point where they wouldn't let me go outside unless someone was supervising me. We had to move that summer.
Oh my God. Wow.
Okay, I'm gonna jump. This does feel like my cousin. I feel, fortunately, there's a lot of everybody in Louisiana. Louisiana has got a good mix. But I feel like my cousin, not only is she slashing the tires, breaking the windows, but she also feels like the chocolate is extra insulting.
I wanted to say that, but I was trying to keep it cute, exotic, exotic. So we'll see.
Anti-exotic.
So this is one of the first times in a while I think we've had a split panel because I definitely feel like this was our cousin, perhaps a Creole cousin. One that looks like the sergeant from a Soldier Story. Anybody
I'm
knows?
ready to see this.
All right, man. So with that being said, 3, 2, 1, move that van. Yo, that's us, Mel Brittany Robinson, and she'll do it tomorrow. If given the opportunity.
That is the first Mel Ridney I've ever met.
Yeah,
I mean, it did say Louisiana. Louisiana people are a little bit different.
Yeah.
So maybe her mom name was Melanie and her dad name was Rodney.
Mel Ridney.
Mel Ridney.
Dang,
You gonna get these names.
And she'll do it again. She'll do it again.
Well, she wasn't sad at all in that photo.
Well, yo, man, appreciate y'all playing along with us in the chat, man. Shout out to all the Mel Ridneys of the world. Shuntel, man, if people want to follow you, Shuntel, if you're nasty, where can people, because I said Shuntel, I have a cousin named Shuntel, you felt like a family. Where people want to follow you, where do they go?
Okay, so Instagram, Shuntel Renay. Just search me, Shuntel Renay, and it'll pop up.
There we go.
Ooh, there we go. Y'all got it.
On the graphics, there. I am Shuntel Renay on Instagram. Guys, thank you so much for kicking it with us. Who would have guessed Mel Ridney?
As a person who's had his car threatened by someone that looks like Mel Ridney, I knew the vibes.
All right.
I knew the vibes very well.
Well, also, have a great weekend, you guys, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fun.
Rinse, repeat. We'll see you again mañana. Like, subscribe, tell others. See you soon.
Bye.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Scrolling with Jen and V, a brand new hot episode we got laid out for you, right, V?
That's absolutely right, Jen.
And let's cheers to the good life.
Hey.
Even though it's rainy outside and hot and humid, you know, we in here cooling off.
Hey, that's what we do, honey.
That's what we do, all right? So, V, what do we have in store for the people first on this segment?
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Ooh, oh, boy, y'all wild out there, man.
Y'all males out there be mailing.
I'm telling. And we telling.
And at that point. And we telling, and we talking about it.
I'm telling you.